So let's get right to it. We all invest in our lives. We invest financially. We invest in our relationships with family and friends. And, that's an investment. We invest in our health, wealth, taking care of our bodies. So we all invest in all these things. But when you strip all that away, what's left is waking up every morning, doing our life's work. In the subsurface laser engraving industry, how do you maximize satisfaction waking up every day? So I'm just going to kind of put it to you. And what do you think?
In your question, you've stated the word satisfaction a lot of times. And I think that's really what it's all about. In my world, it's about capitalizing satisfaction. And you might have seen this in the internal circular that went out, is what we're aiming to achieve every day in our lives is to maximize the amount of time that we're satisfied. Realistically, not in the way where we're saying, okay, we're going to go on holidays all day, every day, or we're going to play arcade all day, every day, because I'm satisfied when I play arcade. I'm talking about being able to live our life in a way that we're satisfied, and satisfaction is the status quo. That really is optimal success. For me, it's always been really understanding what it is that keeps me happy, that makes me smile, and what it is that doesn't, so that I could kind of navigate and create a lifestyle and just a living condition that would give me maximum number of hours, maximum number of days, maximum number of weeks or months or years where I could say that, I was feeling satisfied. And that's what I love about what we do, really, is in the product that we're selling. Satisfaction comes from not only the product, but from the reaction of the product, from others that can experience it as well.
So the currency is how many smiles, right? Waking up smiling, getting to your lunchtime smiling. I guess it depends what's in your lunch bag. and then going to bed smiling. I mean, I guess that's the currency, right?
The problem is that there's too many people, and I talk about this with friends, with family, with business associates. There's too many people that hate doing what they do. I said this back when we did our original B-roll in 2018, is that everybody looks forward to a Friday and hates Sundays, because Sunday is the day before Monday, and they just dread the week. If I look for a common denominator, this is the problem. And if I stitch everything together in terms of why, it's a blessing when you can wake up in the morning smiling and happy and not have anxiety and not have stress and not be worried. Like, it's an incredible blessing to be able to be in that sort of a situation. And if there's something that can be done to provide people with the opportunity to have that, I think that in and of itself is perpetuating happiness, perpetuating satisfaction. And so, if we tie all of this back really to my world, I look back and I'm like, where did me maximizing my satisfaction really begin? And it began when I broke out of working corporate and doing my own thing. That could have been anything, really. And if you speak to many entrepreneurs, they're on a buzz. They want to be on their phones, not to play games on their phones, but because, well, I guess business is a game. They are playing the game of business, but I'm talking about not arcade games, right? But they're working nonstop because it's adrenaline and they're loving what they're doing in any business. And so if I look back, for me, it was when I was able to kind of break out of those golden handcuffs of working corporate and doing my own thing. And my first feeling of that dopamine of satisfaction and happiness was in producing the product that we were producing. And I just loved creating it. I loved seeing what I was creating. It's an art, it's a science meets art. I mean, it was just beautiful. And then I got my satisfaction from people purchasing it and their reactions to it. And then I got my satisfaction, and this is now another level. For me, today, we're talking now 21 years later, where does my satisfaction come from? It comes from others who I'm able to set up doing what I did. It's fun to sell the gold, but it's even more fun to sell the shovels to people who can find the gold. You know what I mean? And it's even more fun when they do find the gold and they send me pictures of themselves in front of that mountain of gold, right? And so that's why I always talk about those receipts, the receipts that people take snapshots of and send to me, showing me their $1,000 transaction or whatever it is. I'm thrilled. I get excited by it. So, happiness comes from making other people happy as well. That was my recipe. What I'm telling our teams globally now, I'm telling leaders of each team, and that they need to communicate to their staff. They need to understand the end goal is to maximize satisfaction. You want to capitalize satisfaction. You want to juice out as many moments in a day where you can feel satisfied. Because what that's going to do is it's not only going to be amazing for psychological health, for mental health, but it's amazing for business health. It's amazing for reducing negative energies in the work environment. It contributes to positive outcomes, not only internally, but externally. It comes out in the voice and the sound of when they're speaking to customers, not only verbally through audio, but through text, through live chats. It can be felt by a customer. That genuine happiness can be felt, and it spreads. And that's really essentially what it's all about. I think that our philosophy is, yeah, competition is healthy, collaboration is healthier, but really our ultimate, what stitches it all together, is capitalizing on satisfaction.
You started off yourself, one-man band, when you started all this, okay? When you're the only one and you're the business owner, you have to show up at work every day, whether you're smiling or not. A general isn't a general without troops. So you mentioned staff a couple times. When I come to the facility, all your staff is happy all the time. It is contagious. Now, I hope none of my past bosses are watching, but there's this term out there called quiet quitting. I've done it, where you've quit the job emotionally and mentally. Oh, you show up every day. You're clocking in. You're just doing the bare minimum to not get fired while you're looking for another job. You're not emotionally invested at all. Your staff, there's no quiet quitters. Like, they're happy all the time. So that's just an observation that,
Well, thank you for that.
yes, you're the
glad you
general,
observed
but
that.
you've got the troops to support you, and that's important.
I'll say that we spend more time with our work family many times than we do with our biological family. We're here so many hours of the day. Then when we go home, there's extracurricular for the kids. They're out there. Spouses have shift work. So you go home, then they go to work. And so much time that's spent with your work family, that's an absolute shame when this tendency of human behavior is to create cliques. Many times I saw it in the corporate world, talk about other people at the water cooler and just generate this negative energy just to create this sense of belonging to a group. This is something that we make clear up front all the time, is that the number one thing I look for when I'm hiring is not what degree they have. I'm looking to see what are their equities. Do they fit in with the environment that we have here?
The culture.
It's zero tolerance for drama, essentially. The only drama we tolerate is when we're working on a celebrity project that someone is, a fan of, and they go crazy insane because they're so excited to work on that celebrity's project. That drama is welcome. But as far as other sorts of negative energy drama, I mean, hell no, it's completely not accepted. Not everybody, you're saying that you've observed it all the time, but not everybody has always been like that, because there are always going to be some cracks or, some gaps, and we have to iron them out really quickly and remove that. And so we have. So yes, at this point in time, we've achieved what we need to achieve, and we're very blessed to be in that situation. But what I want to make sure of is that it's not about me. At this stage, what we're doing is we're focusing on establishing others, right? Other entrepreneurs, people that reach out many times. Look, I just got back from New York, you know that. And I was chatting with person sitting next to me, and in hearing the difficulties that they were going through, it was my mandate that by the end of that flight, I had infused enough positive energy into her that, she would be leaving that flight feeling that her perhaps most beneficial moment of her travel was in spending time learning what I had to say and soaking it in and changing the direction of her life. And so my goal really is that when people are working with us, or when they're setting up their 3D crystal businesses or whatever, is just to make sure that they also are learning from and following, utilizing what we've learned, capitalizing on what we've already seen work, not only from a technology standpoint, not only from a software standpoint. I want to go deeper than that. I think that people can do their homework now, and they can realize where they want to buy their technology from. They can do their research and realize what are the pros, what are the cons. They can meet with you to ask questions. But I want to go deeper than that. I want people to not capitalize on only what the technology that we're offering. I want them to capitalize on the satisfaction that we're offering. I want them to capitalize on satisfaction in their lives and how they run their business and how they interact with their customers and how they feel about the products that they're producing and selling, in how they orchestrate their lives, in how they manage their lifestyles so that they have absolute feelings of freedom. Working is not working. Working is having fun. So it's not even called work anymore, right? And so this is the ultimate goal is that, and you're living proof of this too. You've had to go through it as well. You've worked corporate, you've worked your way up through, I know your history in terms of the ranks you've done in computer software and everything. And now what you're able to live through is a world of a difference, right? But you did your homework, you listen, and you exercise what you're learning. And so this here is exactly what I think our end goal is to make sure that people are capitalizing on satisfaction. And I love the fact that you said currency is all about the smiles.